listening to Andy Moore and Robert Jones on SPOC's English language commentary service. And Rob, it's all in first half. Not short of excitement.
No, I mean, it was a bit scrappy to start with from both sides. But eventually, the Ospreys there managed to find their feet and take control of the game, scored 2 great tries. And all the questions are now on how Leinster will bounce back, whether they can bounce back. Michael Checker leaving after this, so I mean...
and the messages from the coaches at half-time?
Well, more of the same from the Ospreys, no doubt, but I'm saying Michael Checker will be desperate, I think, you know, to cut out on the errors, the mistakes, and have a little bit more control in their performance. They were a bit at 6s and 7s, trying to throw the ball around perhaps a little bit too much. But I said it's important that they start off and get the first points on the board if they are to win this this grand final.
So Sexton starts the second half, high ball, immediately taken by Byrne. Got a good first half, safe under the high ball. Phillips takes it back, step from Bigger, buys himself a little bit more time, and a little grubber kick through. Will the bounce be kind? Nathewa receives it, immediately kicks it back down. Byrne waited for the ball to come into the 22, but stepped out as he kicked it. Sexton again just looking to plug that corner. Phillips this time. He's outside the 22. He just goes long. Redden this time slightly hooks his kick. But the Ospreys win that.
Yeah, I was going to say they've won the kicking battle there.
And that's Keogh. He was a replacement for McLaughlin. He got injured just 5-10 minutes before half-time. He's obviously struggling. And that'll be a little bit of a shake-up.
Well, they'd have to...
well, I would imagine Horgan would come on. Trevor Horgan, a second row. And whether you would put Hines or Kelly back from the second row, certainly in a little bit of trouble.
I think he was the one who put big pressure on you. Went up for the ball. But he's certainly not comfortable, is he, Stephen Keogh?
I can't see him lasting too much longer. I admire the guy for sticking to it and getting back on with it, but you could see from that replay immediately from the kickoff he's struggling. Ospreys tie it in. And here the organisation, Phillips shouting at them. We look for the high ball. Nathewa is under it. Challenged, it's scrappy, it's bounced, it's gone forward off an Osprey's hand, but I think they're starting to play on Nathewa now.
Well, they are. I mean, you don't see that very often in that area. Normally, defensively, you'll see the box kick from nines, but that was in a decent attacking position. And I said, you know, if the ball hangs there and you're competing for it, and I think that's the end of Stephen Keogh.
I'd say admire the guy for trying, but there's no way he can play on. So a reshuffle now for Leinster.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, will he?
Well, Horgan comes on. Now whether he will find out where he's going to play.
Well, it looks like Hines is going on the blind side there. That's a big, big blow. And they need to take advantage of that blind side.
Again, the same call as we had in the first couple of minutes of the first half. Chris White saying Ospreys are driving in and across. And there's that man Hines.
I mean, Hines is a very, very good second row forward, very abrasive. But whether he has the know-how, the speed...
And also you would expect now Mike Phillips...
Definitely, I think you've got to try and exploit, which is, you know, what's going to be a weakness there, certainly on the scrum. As long as you get a solid platform in front of you, I would certainly look to take him on down that blind side.
Our experienced player, 64 Scotland caps, played for the Lions, Perpignan, Edinburgh. But a big difference playing out of position. Nathewa, midfield. It's a long ball to Carney. Now Horgan. Shane Williams shepherds him, sees him down to the ground, immediately back up onto his feet. Again, that's been a facet of play from the Ospreys that's been good. They haven't been on the ground for long, back up on their feet into play immediately to reorganise.
Well, again, they're a nuisance when they need to be, but ultimately they're ensuring that they not throw in too many numbers in and they just fill in the field.
Soft penalty though from Alan Wynne. He's come through, taken Hines out.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That is a silly penalty. It's all about the first points in this half. Leinster have an opportunity to get a couple back. And another injury. It is physical, it's very abrasive. I think it's John Fogarty who's struggling at the moment.
Well, they have Richard Strauss on the bench. Previously played for Free State Cheetahs, part of the South African under-19s, who won the World Cup back in 2005. But Fogarty, not only would it be a blow for Leinster, but given that he's just been called up to the Irish squad, would be very disappointed. So Sexton, opportunity to close the gap. Free opportunity really, after a silly penalty given away by Alan Wynne-Jones. Silence descends upon the RDS. Only halted by a ball bisecting the uprights, and the gap closed.
Yeah, that was a great strike of the ball. Very, very comfortable. I mean, that sailed through the post. He had some distance there as well, which again will send a warning signal to the Ospreys not to make silly errors and give silly penalties away, because this man will slot the goals.
Redden with a lovely little break. Nathewa working in very little ground. Mike Phillips goes quickly. Mr. White not happy. Again, tempers fraying. Nothing really too much happening. Tommy Bowe receiving a little bit of treatment now. As you say, it's a very, very physical game. Expect no less. A game of this magnitude.
Yeah.
Bowe, such a key player, not only for the Ospreys but for Ireland this year. Six Nations player of the tournament. And made the dream team, the Magners, for the third year running. So you can see his importance. Oh, uncharacteristic mistake there.
Well, that's been...
Not like Darcy at all.
Well, I said a lot of you've seen Hogan drop the ball on a couple of occasions. Darcy, unforced error there. It's just taking his eye off the ball, looking to see what's in front of him.
And that's a compliment to the Ospreys, because their defensive line led by Dan Bigger in that instance.
Well, here's an opportunity for Mike Phillips.
Interesting that Hines is packing at 8. So they moved Heaslip to the blind side, slightly more used to marking that. Step inside. Burns still got it. Slow. Hines does all he can to make a nuisance of himself. Alan Wynne-Jones happy to take the tackle of O'Kelly. Ball's there for Phillips. It's scrappy, but it is Collins this time, playing advantage for a penalty. Phillips again hitting up midfield, the chance to come blind. Shane Williams, flat ball to Alan Wynne-Jones. It's forward, so we go back for the penalty.
I think that's offside decision. Yeah, get these 3 points back. But again, they look very comfortable, the Ospreys, at the moment with the ball. They're accepting the tackles, but what they're doing very well is presenting good ball back to Mike Phillips, and there's lots of movement.
I think that there is a willingness to get up off the floor after tackles have been made after you're involved in a ruck. You can see that the Ospreys are sending limited numbers to rucks,
yeah.
But when they are there, they're contesting for the ball. They're not making it easy for Leinster. Bigger. Chance to add to his tally. And does so. 17 points to 6. Again, probably what the Ospreys needed. Leinster forced their way back into the game in the second half.
Yeah, Leinster need to get a try. They need to create something. They haven't really created anything up until now.
There was a man there in your shot earlier, Leo Cullen, the captain. Sure, he'd love to be out there. Shoulder injuries forced him out. Cian Healy, also a prop, has come on for Leinster. Takes the place of CJ van der Linde. It's his last game for Leinster as well. He's moving on. Bigger again with a high ball. This time that they were plenty of time. Comes inside, Carney hoists it. Nathaywa will chase this one and challenge. Hugging that touchline, they all misjudge it. And Ospreys will be happy with that. Line out, their possession, their throw in. He's been involved in all sorts in this game.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be the happier man of the two coaches.
Crowd doing their best to get behind the team, and it's worked as they pinch the line out. Horgan this time involved. Fogarty takes it up. Adam Jones makes the tackle. Redden's there. Sexton, little move. You could see he was going to come up. Just knocked on.
Well, it was knocked on. I don't think there's any. Was it deliberate? There's boos in the crowd, and I think that's the reason for that. Yeah, Gordon Darcy not happy here. Looks at the pass who's going. Well,
but he's trying to gate. I've seen them given. Seen them given from that.
I think the one thing, had that ball gone to hand, I think O'Driscoll was in a big hole.
Yeah.
So that'll be the disappointment for them, but it's frustrating them as well. You can see this frustration creeping into their game.
Pinched it.
Some hands there.
Let go, gentlemen. Thank you.
Paul James, I think so.
Andrew,
not happy.
Andrew, come back here.
Very difficult to ask the touch judge to look at that from 30 yards as to what's going on in the middle of a scrum. Well, 148 games for the Ospreys, Paul James.
Okay, gentlemen.
Highest number.
They'll probably never makes a mistake either, do they? So,
well, you wouldn't argue with them. Just a little move on the back.
Forward.
Definitely. But looking to keep it tight.
But it's slow again. See, it's slow ball. Well done, the Ospreys.
Redden to Sexton. He fires at a miss ball. O'Driscoll. Carney. Nathaywa comes inside this time. He has to clear out. Ball's there. Jerry Collins makes the tackle. This time it's right. Just a little bit of a wayward offload gives the Ospreys an opportunity, but they knock it on.
Well, again, Chris White, well, he said no. I mean, he actually shouted out no. That ball hasn't gone forward. But it was the touch judge, McPherson, who came in. Great tackle by Hook. Touch judges again having their say 3 or 4 times on knock-ons, or I said the high tackle earlier on in the first half.
Again, the scrum has been a mess all evening. A lot of twisting, pulling and pushing. Disruption to the Leinster scrum as well. Hines packing on the blind side. Heaslip back into number 8 at this stage for the attacking scrums.
And Heaslip's fantastic off a good, solid platform. I said it's been much better.
Ospreys doing enough though to make it awkward. Puts the back row closer to the Leinster back line. Again a knock on. You can see that the centres, Darcy, O'Driscoll, looking to keep the ball alive, perhaps forcing the ball when it's not there to go. And the Ospreys again will start again at the scrum.
Now the more mistakes you make, I said you're putting pressure on yourself here just to get the ball away. It's not on, the hands are in. The pass wasn't there to be made. But it's so frustrating for the attacking team, and you can just sense it in their performance, that it's not their day at the moment.
He can still smile about it though. Quality player.
There's plenty of time. Talking 2 scores and they're in the lead, but they haven't really created anything to suggest that they're going to get those 2 scores quickly. So the Ospreys defence is still coming out on top.
He's got over 250 points for Leinster, 50 tries, 1 penalty, 1 drop goal.
Good stats, Andrew Moore. Good homework, well done.
Ospreys do enough though to win the ball. Down the blind side with Bigger. Was that the right option? They're still going forward. There's a clean out. Hook has to clean out this time. Phillips then takes the kicking responsibility. Just hugs the touchline.
Yeah, that's good play. That's where they want to be. Put the ball behind them. Keep the pressure on. I said they're very comfortable defensively.
Right, it's Leinster who have to do something. At this stage, the Ospreys are quite happy to keep pushing the ball down, playing the territory. Crowd are doing everything they can to lift the Leinster team. I think they must average somewhere along 16,000 for a home games at the RDS. And certainly very vociferous this evening. Malcolm O'Kelly again takes the ball. Gonna run it. Lovely step inside from Darcy, makes plenty of ground. This time Redden combines with Saxon, puts the ball over the top. Byrne is there, little chip. Will he regather? You see him do that so many times. Now he needs support. Shane Williams plays 9. He's engulfed by Ken Healy. Horgan's in there as well. This time Phillips gets back. Tommy Bowe makes yard. Good tackle by Heaslip, was immediately up on his feet, challenging for the ball. It's there for Phillips. Wide ball to Byrne. Getting awfully close to that touchline. Manages to keep it inside to Holler. Ball's there again for Phillips. Can they go wide? Collins. Alan Wynne-Jones is there in support. This is better from the Ospreys. Bigger. Simple scissors, pulls them back in. Again, they need support though, don't get isolated. Good tackle again from Heaslip. Alan Wynne-Jones this time. He's tackled by Jennings. And now it's a challenge on the floor for the ball. Mike Phillips is in there.
Did well to get that back.
Shane Williams comes in at 9. It's Bigger drop back.
Drop goal. This is going to be a drop goal. I think Dan Bigger's there.
In the pocket. Dummies, steps, James Hook.
Well, I think Dan Bigger went back in the pocket. I don't think he was under huge pressure. Yeah, I think he should have gone for that, Dan Bigger. But then if you make the decision to run it, he's a disappointed man. He knows that was a poor effort.
Great clearance as well from Leinster. Great clearance. Mr. McPherson, just a little bit of confusion as to whose ball it is. Mr. McPherson there saying it's white ball. Just have a close look. That's gone over.
Yeah, that's gone over.
The fact that Ryan Jones was still in the field of play didn't matter. Ball's gone over the line. Ryan Jones comes to the front this time. Quick ball, Phillips, high ball. Bounces, clears the line. But there's something about Leinster now, suddenly.
Yeah, they've definitely lifted it. I mean, I think the crowd have helped as well here as well. They lifted their performance, and still, again, you know, they haven't really created anything apart from a little step inside by Darcy. Was not quite sharp, although he's made some mistakes. But I said they'll be desperate to get some points on the board now.
You go back to that drop goal incident and you wonder, big game, Bigger. Do you think maybe the temperament then on that occasion, you really needed someone to drop that? Little kick over the top for Nathawa to chase. At first, you know, there was nobody home. Byrne comes across. They're looking for Ellis consistency. It was no higher than...
There's an injury here.
No, please go away.
This is...
He just scored it a bit high as he slipped.
Oh, I think he's okay. I think initially...
And in fairness, O'Driscoll was in there. Good refereeing, consistency, and as a player, you can ask for no more. First half, we saw it.
Well, I tell you what, that was a lovely kick through, I think, by Sexton.
Just varying the play.
Yeah.
The Ospreys' defence is very well organised. They're coming up, they're in the face of Leinster.
Hang on.
No, very good kick. Bearing in mind you're in the attacking 22, the full-back has got to make a decision either to step up or stay back. There's always going to be some space, and when you've got the players like Nathewa, there he is, offside mind, but he knew exactly where that ball was going, and Leeburn did very well, read it well, and that's the high tackle from Nathewa.
I think look worse than it was. Looked worse than it was. Yeah. But consistency from the referee, because Nathewa was on the receiving end, I think, in the first half. Alan Wynne-Jones, safe ball at the front. But Hugh Bennett, but under pressure, spilled it. Phillips does well to clear. And from an acute angle, keeps the ball infield, 40 metres down, fielded by Nathewa. Carney tries the high ball. Good jump.
Dan Bigger.
Well taken by Bigger.
Fantastic play.
You can see Phillips put under pressure. Hook, ball in two hands again, looking to offload, does so to Mike Phillips. He takes it on. Someone needs to come in and play 9. Collins is there. Lethargic service, possibly, you're going to say.
He knew exactly what he was doing there.
But buys time for Phillips to get back up onto his feet, gets into position. Bigger, a little bit slow with that. Too delicate. Charge down, he makes the tackle.
Oh, he's done it again.
Fogarty couldn't hang on to the ball, and I think it was O'Driscoll who tried popping it up to him.
No, I don't think so.
Still in field, Nathewa again takes it. Poor pass. Comes to Darcy, he goes forward. Beats 3 tackles, beat 4 tackles. Tackle comes in from Hugh Bennett eventually. Redden, Hines, O'Kelly. Good tackle by Collins in midfield, but Horgan's got it. Out to O'Driscoll. Scissors with Heaslip.
Wow, this is better.
Slowly starting to put something together. Oh, the defensive drive from the Ospreys is good. Hines still has it. Ball will be there for Redden to play. Right, he offloads. Gann has to clear out now. Redden's there, but it's slower ball again for the Ospreys. Gives them chance to organise the defence. Sexton looking to combine with Darcy. Doesn't take the return ball. It's there for Redden. Flat ball. Driving on. Carney and Nathewa clean out. It's Redden. Now it's Heaslip. This is where he likes to play. Fogarty's in there to clean out. Redden takes the ball. Sexton, right. Jerry Collins comes in and makes the tackle.
Let's go.
Don't want to be given a penalty away in this situation. Sexton, he's got Horgan outside him, but Darcy immediately on his shoulder. But good defence again from the Ospreys. Ryan Jones in short. This time it's Bishop, tries to bring Horgan down. Takes a foot as well from Fogarty for his cause. Redden, lovely little offload to Healy. Just a metre short, so important now that the Ospreys keep the defence intact. Redden's trying to organise. Jennings is standing off blind, rights up the middle. Horgan comes in to clear, adds his weight to that ruck.
That's a penalty.
It's a penalty. O'Driscoll will still want this, he'll want to have a go. Healy again. Shane Williams takes him down to the ground. Still playing advantage. Redden takes it. Hines this time. He's tackled by Jonathan Thomas. Still a great defensive effort from the Ospreys, but they know they're playing a penalty advantage. Redden hits up to Healy. Fogarty's in there. They're looking for quick ball. Wright is hauled down, and they will go back for a penalty.
Well, that was a great defensive effort from the Ospreys. Breathtaking stuff, that. I mean, Darcy's got really back into this game. He's the one who started this off. But they're working so hard, the Ospreys, defensively. He's in there on the ball. But again, Chris White, consistency again. They're saying that the ruck is formed. You've got to take your hands off the ball. He didn't. But what he did do was slow it down. And that's what they've done very, very well. And that was a great passage of play from Leinster. At last, getting into their stride. Well, ball carriers up front and behind.
And there's another ball carrier. Ian Goff looks ready to enter the fray. On the standby list for the summer tour for Wales. Many people think he should have been playing this year for Wales. Certainly adds a little bit of grunt. Somebody you want to bring on in a game like this. He'd love this atmosphere. But Sexton, easiest of his chances so far this evening, gets the opportunity to bring the scores to within 8 points. Still 2 scores in favour of the Ospreys. He does so, and you have to say, rewards the efforts of Leinster. They've certainly got themselves back into this game. They're putting phases together.
Yeah, well, it's 3 points, and they'll be delighted to be creeping back up against the Ospreys score. But the defensive effort, as I said, of the Ospreys, they stopped 7 points there. 5 points at least, 7 points probably. Great work ethic, just all working together, filling the field whenever they can. And I said, Ian Goff on the field now to add a bit more brute and aggression to that defensive work of the Ospreys.
Well, he takes the place of Jonathan Thomas, who's played well, and here's another guy who can play well. Heaslip, been quite quiet in terms of running, spent a lot of time out on the left wing. No doubt we will see him more in the last quarter of this game. He's brought down by Collins. Speculative.
I think slightly short.
Sexton, though, happy to fire it long. Fielded by Hook. He hoists the high ball. Who will take Hook's chasing. Carney's there. Hook manages to get him on the second attempt. And again, Hines is involved. Bouncing ball for Fogarty. Unforced error again. And they have to applaud the Ospreys. Chasing lost causes, putting Leinster under pressure. Fogarty in that instance wasn't the easiest of balls for him to take.
Well, I said you've got players out there already.
Come on, boys, let's play.
Tired. Some people, you know, with cramp and a number of other things already. It's still 18 minutes this game left, 16 minutes this game left. So still a lot of time for the Leinster side to get back in this game.
Good blind side for him to attack here, though, and interesting again. Heaslip has gone onto the blind side. Hines packs at number 8.
We'll be quiet.
And there's another guy who could enter soon. Philo Tia.
Well, you're talking about getting tough guys off the bench and standing up to what's in front of them. Well, Ian Goff is one, and certainly Tia is another. His final game as well, in terms of an involvement with the Ospreys, has been absolutely fantastic, and he'll be hoping to go out on a high himself.
You see Heaslip's head comes up immediately from that scrum. He's looking to see what's happening blindside. Pick up from Goff, his first touch, takes it on for a metre. It's there for Phillips, combines with Alan Wynne-Jones.
He can't move, he's gone down. He can't move.
Tackled by Malcolm O'Kelly.
Well, Ryan Jones wasn't happy there, but I think Chris White, he's got a feel for the game.
I think that's exactly right, why he's one of the best referees. He certainly has an empathy and an understanding of what's going on in the game. Yeah,
he does. I mean, he realised straight away there. Nathan Hines sort of made the tackle, he was over the top, but he couldn't move, he couldn't get out of the way. So rather than allow him to be perhaps illegally wrecked, he makes the decision to blow up and award the scrum to the Ospreys.
Well, between Hines and O'Kelly, 114 and 119 kilos. It's an awful lot to move. They hit the blind this time. Now the runner, here comes Collins. All arms and legs, takes it on. Holler's in. Again, this time accidental offside. Holler picks up, saw the opportunity. Paul James in front of him. On many occasions you can let that go, but there had a direct influence on the game and on the defensive line.
I'm just wondering, again, you know, wouldn't they be better off perhaps, going through 3 or 4 phases? You're putting yourself in a position virtually directly under the posts, just 5 or 6 metres away. Great, you know, everyone wants to look and score tries, but keep the scoreboard ticking over, keep your lead, and perhaps having done bigger again, to sit back in the pocket.
Absolutely. And you would know yourself, Rob, a number of outside halves you've played with over the year experience, they will be screaming at you from 10, telling you what they want.
Absolutely.
Penalty advantage to Leinster as Heaslip breaks off the back of the scrum.
Yeah, breaking a bit early, the Ospreys. And I said, what you've got to do is you've got to organise yourself. You know, take your time, get your blockers, get your players, you know, your forwards to basically stand in front of the defensive side and just make sure that you've got a clear opportunity to strike the ball well.
Keep going, get going.
Missed touch from Saxon. Byrne is happy to launch it high, and again it bounces to Lottery. Wright comes up with it.
Let go, Wright.
Slow though, Redden to Saxton. Comes off the side of his boot. And now you have to say, mistakes are being made. Plays are starting to get jittery into the last quarter.
Yeah, off the side of the boot there.
Ryan Jones.
I think a lot of it though, and again, you said it's slow ball. It's constantly slow ball. It was only that last passage of play when they eventually got those 3 points where they were generating quick ball on the front foot. More often than not, the Ospreys are doing enough work in the tackle. Well, this is another big problem. Shane Jennings, captain, going off the field. Another reshuffle. And all New Zealand back row now.
Tackle move, hands away.
Again, they're looking to go up the middle. Oh, mistake by Bennett.
No advantage.
Again, unforced error.
I said, you're looking now, you've got a hooker on the park now to take the place of open side flanker and captain Shane Jennings. So a huge reshuffle, I would imagine. Strauss would have to go somewhere in the back row unless Fogarty moves back.
Well, Strauss has played back row before, but even so, big difference between...
Where do
you get all these statistics from?
You wouldn't know if I made them up.
When was that? 1997 in some schoolboy game.
Okay, hold your space there.
In Orange Free State.
They're not moving.
Just trust me. But you look at their back row now. Hines, Strauss and Heaslip. And as if to compound things, Ryan Jones goes off and you think, oh, one runner gone. And who appears? Tia. Have that. Redden finds Saxton. High ball taken well by Horgan. Shane Williams just holds him down though. O'Driscoll. Dogged effort from O'Driscoll. How many times have we seen that? And again the defence is, and Alan Wynne-Jones almost.
Well, I would say that's a...
Well, his arm is out.
Still advantage, deliberate knock on.
It's a deliberate knock on.
Thanks.
Now.
Yeah, deliberate knock on.
Is that it?
Thanks, Andrew.
No more than that.
He went there. Let's just have a look now. He was looking there.
It's in a replay. I know it's easy, we've got the replay. That's not a deliberate knock on.
No, I mean, in some ways, what can you do? You can't leave the ball go. You're putting your hand out to try and get the ball ultimately, aren't you?
You're not trying to knock it down.
No.
That said, though, Leinster on the attack.
Well,
how they'd like to get this man into the action.
Well, a score from Leinster now would make it a very, very interesting final 10 minutes.
Again, the crowd right behind Leinster. Haven't lost here in the Magners League since September 2008. Although they did lose in the Heineken Cup at home. Now that's high as well. Well, speculative flick pass. You'd expect them just to come back for the penalty.
Well, is it just a penalty?
Well, he's going over to speak to Andy McPherson, Scottish Rugby Union, assistant referee.
Yeah, just a high tackle, I think.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brian, just for helping out with that decision. And I think Jerry Collins as well was there just for moral support.
I think is it Gordon Darcy who's down?
Thank you very much.
I think he almost got through. He sold a dummy.
Time is still off, Jim.
That was Lee Byrne.
And again, Byrne has got a habit of that because he was the one on Nathewa. Certainly the Nathewa tackle, he grabbed the jersey around the neck area. Darcy certainly looks shaken. And again, you have to say it's consistency from Chris Wright.
And I tell you what, Gordon Darcy has had a great second half. He's really starting to make inroads, pushes Shane Williams aside. But what he hasn't got is support on the outside there. That's high. But 3 points here puts them within a score, and they're in the ascendancy. And you wouldn't bet against them getting a try late on.
Well, you look at both Leinster and Munster over the years, how many victories have they ground out? In these big games, they know how to win.
I said they keep going as well. They'll keep going till, you know, that 81st, 82nd, 83rd minute.
Again, the silence. Huge kick for Sexton. Brings them right back into this. And does just the job.
Well, Lee Byrne wasn't happy there. Lee Byrne thought that had gone wide, I think. And it looked as if it was comfortable enough. Yeah, but look, Lee Byrne, you can see him there in the replay.
Good kick from Sexton.
Well, Nicky Walker's on the field, and I think Shane Williams is the one to depart.
And you have to say, tactical substitution, bring a big man on.
Yeah.
They know they're going to throw everything at it now.
And he'll carry, if he needs to carry, he'll carry simple and direct.
Bevington has entered the field as well. He takes the place of Paul James. Redden again hits the box kick. Tia takes it, big pass infield. Walker immediately, big range and stride. He knocks Horgan down rather. It's no mean feat in itself. Just in touch, Tia. And again, there's a little mistakes creeping into the Ospreys game. It's silly mistakes. Need to keep the ball in field. Not a poor option from Phillips going down the blind side, just looking for a little bit of security. Yeah, with a stray foot on the touchline.
That's the little things that might cost them. They said a couple of mistakes have creeped into their game. And they said it's been all Leinster the last 15 or 20 minutes.
Fogarty. O'Kelly again, he's had a magnificent game, last game in the line-out. It's all about Leinster now. Horgan adding his weight to that ruck. Collins over the top, trying to snare Redden. Hines, he's worked hard. He's getting more involved in the nitty-gritty now. Been dragged in. Defensive line good from the Ospreys. Alan Wynne-Jones leading this one. Forcing Sexton back into the forwards. He's found a little bit of space at the blind side though, but well marshalled by Hook.
I tell you what, you've got a very animated Mark Bennett and Scott Johnson across there. Good defensive work. Sexton then having to cut back because the space outside.
Well, you had Alan Wynne-Jones and Bennett pushing up very quickly, forcing Sexton back in.
Yeah, and I said he forced him into a corner. He did well, actually, not to go across the touchline. They've got this scrum.
I was killing me, so I gotta be honest. Looking forward to Spain next week.
What messages are you sending on to the boys? Actually, it's so tense out there.
You're giving away some silly penalties, you know, conceding territory. You just got to keep our composure, finish on a positive. There you go again, you know. So we're making it hard for ourselves.
One hand on the trophy, you can't let it slip now, can you?
There's a long way to go.
Thanks, sir.
Take from that what you will, that Spain is beckoning.
Yeah.
who would be a coach? Must be frustrating, sat up in the stand, knowing that there's nothing you can do.
No,
regardless of the messages you can send on, there is nothing that you can do at this stage.
But especially things, you know, like the scrum, the pressure, or Tia just putting his foot on the line. You've got no control over that at all, and those little things could cost you.
Hines this time takes it. God, you see how many times we've seen that from O'Driscoll, just a little pop ball. Someone coming round on the loop, didn't come off in this occasion. A knock on from the Ospreys gives Leinster the opportunity to attack from the scrum.
Yeah, it's not a bad attacking option, this. They said centre field scrum, left and right, the options are there for you.
Adam Jones just asking for clarification from Chris White about the scrum. There's been plenty of free kicks and penalties given at the scrimmage area.
Well, they're all lined up to the left-hand side, Leinster. Spaces out here on the right-hand side.
It's not a bad scrum from Leinster. Controlled by Heaslip.
Heaslip's got nowhere to go, though.
Redden. Static ball really to Hogan. He has to go from a standing start. Tia is in. Goff is there.
Bishop.
Alan Wynne-Jones waits. There's a turnover.
What, Bishop's done well there. Bishop did very well.
But it's all eating into the clock. Moving into the 70.
I think if Chris White hadn't blown as early as he did, that ball would have come back out on the Ospreys side. Andrew Bishop just wrapped the ball up, tried to hold old Hogan, who was isolated, off the ground to try and get that turnover. Did manage to work his way down, but I don't think he had control of the ball on the ground there. Big decision that by Chris White.
Redden. Hogan this time at 10. He comes in short. He's taken by Mike Phillips.
It's a penalty again.
O'Driscoll looking for that outside break. Can't offload, but it's penalty midfield for pulling back. Again, a silly penalty on behalf of the Ospreys.
Well, it's a silly penalty, but they are under pressure. I'm just wondering. I was just looking here. Well, the tackle was made bigger there on, I think it was O'Driscoll.
Just doing that bit to slow him, to stop and get in there as supporting player.
Well, there's some very nervous Ospreys supporters and certainly staff members.
I had Scott Johnson, John Humphreys and Mark Bennett there.
Well, he's raising a smile at the moment, but I think inside everything be eating away at him.
Again, Sexton has the opportunity to narrow the gap to 2 points. He's looked very, very assured with his kick in this evening. Looks very composed. Strikes it, but just pulls it. Just shaves the left hand upright.
Well,
nerves. Just overcooked it slightly. Who'd be a kicker?
Well, I said, you know, there's an awful lot at stake. He's been slotting them consistently and easily for most of the season, but the pressure of a game of this magnitude has taken his toll.
Darcy, Fiesna-Thewa. High ball, Heaslip takes it. Bishop goes low, Holler's in there. He's taken out. Redden lines up quickly as well. There's something the Ospreys have to watch now. Redden again. Get into the midfield. Wright is still going. So Driscoll. Darcy comes in to clear out now. Redden's there. There's no centres out in midfield. Hogan comes in at 10. He's tackled by Collins and Adam Jones. Tia comes over the top. It's not a penalty though. Healy tackled by Alan Wynne-Jones this time and turned. There's an opportunity for a turnover. Healy does exceptionally well. Darcy looking close. Adam Jones takes him down in conjunction with Marty Holler. Heaslip's in the thick of things now. He's driven back by Ian Goff. That's why he was brought on. Redden finds Sexton, thinks about kicking, doesn't, gives it to Horgan. Jerry Collins makes the tackle. Tiatia's over the top as he pinched it.
Well,
good defence. Good defence. Good play from both sides.
Time off, please. Time off.
Yeah,
Ospreys,
time's
quickly,
called
please.
off.
Sterner.
well, I said Tiatia there. He just bided his time there. He didn't. He knew he couldn't give a penalty away. He got in. He put himself in a great position. Virtually looked at the referee. Am I okay? Can I get my hands on the ball? And he did. And as a result, they've got this scrum. What is it? 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Correct.
Time is off.
Just to hold on.
But you have to say, Leinster, magnificent effort in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
147.
Oh, they've lifted their game tenfold. As I said, they've tried everything. Darcy's been fantastic in midfield. You know, Heaslip has got more involved. They've been disrupted, there's no doubt about it. That would have had an effect. But look at that tackle. And Tiatia, he stays, he bides his time. He steps over.
Stays on his feet.
Stays on his feet.
Quite happy to do that.
Yeah, he's okay to do that. He's come from behind the gate.
And again, look at the position of the referee.
Yeah.
On the spot. Big 90 seconds for the Ospreys. They know Leinster will throw everything at them. It's about composure, it's about the big players coming to the fore now. Phillips snared at the base by Redden. Hines comes in from blindside. Phillips has the strength to take it forward. They'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great play from Mike Phillips. Showed his strength there and composure. Didn't try and offload. It would be no good for Bigger. No.
But I mean, they just the clock is running down. Still a minute to go. I think Mike Phillips will take that every day. He did get scragged, he did get caught, but he managed to hang on to possession, hang on to the ball long enough to again take 30 seconds away from the clock and get a scrum. And I would imagine it'll be Tiatia will just pick up, go straight at Sexton, and it'll be a couple of forward drives, the likes of Collins. And then when that clock gets 8:80, it'll be Mike Phillips or Dan Bigger just putting it across the touchline.
Just to remind you, you listen to Andy Moore and Robert Jones on S4C's English language commentary service. The coverage of this grand final between Leinster and the Ospreys. 1 minute between the Ospreys and the trophy. Sensible play from Tiatia, again picks up close quarter stuff. He knows the support is there. Don't expect to see the ball go too wide from this. Alan Wynne-Jones standing a first receiver, not used, but helps to clear out. Goff is there. Holler's back up on his feet. Jerry Collins takes it this time.
30 seconds.
Won't be the prettiest rugby you'll ever see, but it's effective. Alan Wynne-Jones to take it this time. Bennett straight in on him. Adam Jones straight in. Mike Phillips. This time hits Tiatia. Need to stay in field, keep the clock running. Don't give Leinster the opportunity.
Oh, that's it.
That should be it.
Yeah, who's that? Stan Wright coming over. Again, frustration.
Born out of frustration without a shadow of a doubt. And the Ospreys.
So they needed some silverware, and it looks as if they've got it. They've got a line out to go though.
Time, please, Jim.
Just checking with the TMO on the time.
Oh, well.
Now we've seen this before, Mr. White.
Yes,
Wales, Italy.
It's my time now, gentlemen.
Right, this has got to be a simple, straightforward
Throw to
straight
the front. Tie it in.
Knocked on, that's
it's
fine.
knocked on.
That's it.
1, 2.
And that's your lot. Well done, the Ospreys. Valiant effort from Leinster. But the Ospreys have come over from Wales, come to the RDS, taken the ground record held here in the Magners League since October 2008. And with a fantastic performance have taken the spoils. Tries from Tommy Bowe and Byrne. 2 conversions and a penalty from Dan Bigger against 4 penalties from Sexton. And on the balance of play, you would have to say that the Ospreys deserved to win that game, Rob.
Yeah, they did, because it was a good all-round performance. I mean, they were creative in that first half. It was a disappointing first 10 minutes of the game as a whole. But then they took control. They got 2 great tries, well worked and well organised in their attacking play. And the second half was all about all hands to deck and a massive defensive effort. And they kept going. They kept their line intact. They didn't concede a try. And for that reason, they deserved this great performance. And that man, Filo Tiatia, he has been exceptional during his time down at the Ospreys, and what a way to round off his career.
And I think you'd have to say it would be very difficult to single out one person in the Ospreys team. It just shows what a great effort across the 22, really.
Yeah, you have to look at, I said, the work behind in terms of the creative work. Dan Bigger did what he needed to do. Mike Phillips was abrasive when he had to be. But you know, the work of the forwards as a whole, you know, they're tackling and defensive effort. Ryan Jones coming back to make tackles on Shane Hogan. Jerry Collins, whether he was ball carrying or making the big hits, he was fantastic. Marty Haller slowed so much possession down. So all in all, yeah, it was a great effort all round from everyone who took the field today, and it was much deserved.
And it's a team that's been threatening to promise for a long time, and perhaps this now, shake the monkey off the back, they can take this trophy back to Wales.
Yeah, they needed silverware this year. Very, very important for them.
Well, welcome back. Confirmation there that the man of the match was given to Lee Byrne. Did score a try, but very difficult to single out one individual on a great team performance, Rob.
It was, yeah, I said, you know, 1 to 15 plus the replacements, they all contributed to a very good performance. And I think on this occasion you have to pay tribute as well to the Celtic League organisers for this playoff system. I think it was a debate beforehand about whether it was right, whether it was wrong, but they've ended up with the 2 best teams in the competition this year.
I think that was
out for the grand final.
That was the pleasing aspect of it. Leinster finished top of the final table, which is why the game has been held at their home ground. Ospreys finished second, just 3 points behind them, and they've come over with a good following, a great attitude, a fantastic performance, and they take the spoils.
Yeah, they do, and deservedly so as well. I said this season, I mean, in terms of, there's been an improvement in terms of their consistency. I think they've, you know, week in, week out, they've managed to get results, but their performances have improved. They've played a lot better in terms of the brand of rugby, but they can keep it tight, they can play a flowing game. They've got the variety there because they've got the players capable of doing it. And
the big names performed today. When the question was asked, in a high-pressure, high-intensity arena, huge crowd against you, they performed.
Yeah, they did. They said, you know, Mike Phillips, very abrasive. I said Shane Williams didn't have much of an opportunity, but then Tommy Bowe does what Tommy Bowe does. Andy Bishop, again, consistency personified, I think, in midfield there. Very good game again tonight, very strong, very direct.
It was the basics. It was about doing the basics well in a high-pressure environment.
Yeah, and those 2 guys as well. Jerry Collins, big mates off the field, and both performed on the field. Jerry Collins has been a revelation this year. He's a great ball carrier. And Leinster, of course, for the first time since 2008, as you mentioned, Andy, with your statistical information and knowledge, lose a Magners League game, and what a game to lose. What a way for Michael Checker, Malcolm O'Kelly to finish off here at Leinster.
I think the question has been asked of the Ospreys over the last season or so about their temperament, about whether they can win the big games. They've come up short on a few occasions, but I think just look at that there, the close-knit spirit within them. James Hook, who's somebody who rather quieter of the players, just taking charge in there, saying a few words. And there's a guy who'd be disappointed, O'Driscoll, so used to winning these big occasions.
What a way to finish the season. So we're almost into June. It's been a long, hard campaign, and for people like Ryan Jones now, it's back to work again next week. South Africa, and then of course that tough tour 2 matches, 2 test matches against New Zealand, but what a way to round off the domestic season. I said in not necessarily great style, but with a
the passion of the whole occasion, and there was certainly the best part of 20,000 people there who wouldn't disagree with the playoff system. A couple of presentations being made at the moment to the likes of Malcolm O'Kelly, finishes after 15 seasons.
Once again, make some noise, your
real stalwart of Leinster rugby. And again, if you look at the statistics, he probably won 80% of Leinster's line-out possession today. Was constantly the target and constantly delivered.
And you just look at the calibre of players walking across that podium there, and you have to again applaud the Ospreys' defence. They managed to keep Leinster hemmed in. They were unfortunate with injuries. See that there, McLaughlin, and then his replacement, Stephen Keogh, he came off, meant the back row was disrupted. So they suffered. It's not easy, again, in a big game. Lastly, coming up on the Leinster team, didn't get on the pitch today, Gervin Dempsey, another player retiring. Great servant to Irish rugby.
So they'll be very, very disappointed. I think they started out as slight favourites, home advantage being the big thing for them, but it wasn't enough.
To take hold of the trophy and head back.
It's good for the coaching staff. Again, they've taken a little bit of criticism this year about the squad that the Ospreys have assembled and why aren't the results coming.
Well, I said it has been better. The performances have been perhaps more consistent. They have managed to get results. The disappointment will always be, of course, Europe. The fact that they can't go beyond that quarter-final stage of Europe. And this will give them the fillip hopefully next year to do just that.
Tommy Bowe, of course, will join up with his Irish compatriots on their summer tour. But certainly for this evening, he's Welsh. Again, has scored a very important try.
He's not Welsh,
Tonight he is. As is he. A moment, certainly, that the Ospreys and Ryan Jones will have waited for. They've won the Magners League on 2 previous occasions, but I think this one will be special. The inaugural grand final through the playoff system, and slightly sweeter because they came away from home to a very difficult place to come. Huge crowd, favour of Leinster, the home team. But they came here, they won, and they will take this trophy home with them as champions.
Your champions of the Magners League in 2010, Ospreys!
So there they are, having beaten Leinster in their own backyard. The Ospreys are the champions. Thank you very much for listening to Rob and myself. This has been a Sunset and Vine Cymru production for S4C Television.
Y gŵr sy'n chwarae I gwem ola yma ar yr RDS yn lliwiau y gwaelch. Ydy, mae'r champagne neu'r Magners o leia yn llifo. Y gwaelch, tîm Ryan Jones, tîm Scott Johnson, Sean Hawley a Jonathan Humphreys. Nhw sydd wedi brwydro trwodd, a nhw yn deilwng yw pencampwyr y Magners am dymor 2009-2010. A dyna ni, 3 thlws I ar gael i'r ranbarthau Cymru. Mae'r gleision a'r gwaelch rhyngddyn nhw wedi ennill 2. Cwpan amlyn i'r gleision wythnos yn ôl. Y Magners heddi i'r gwaelch. Nawr te, cam ymlaen gobeithio at yr Heineken y tymor nesaf. Llongyfarchiadau i'r gwaelch. Mae seren y gêm gyda Sara Elgan.
Diolch I ti, Hugh. Welly, that was some final to be a part of.
Oh yeah, it was just relieving in the end. You know, I thought obviously with it coming back, but no, it was nice to get a result, and you know, for our supporters who did make it, you know, we give them something to cheer for.
Yeah, what does it mean to you guys as a team? Because you can see from the celebrations, they're absolutely delighted.
I think it started when we went up to Munster and Ulster, you know, in that week, and we believed after we beaten Munster over there, you know, we could come over here and hand them a heart. We knew we could win today, and you know, that's what happened. And fair play, went to 22. We've done a job in them.
Yeah, and after the Biarritz game, we've had some pretty gutsy performers. Was that kind of maybe a little bit of a turning point?
Yeah, you know, I think we've had personally myself, you know, not the best of season, so it's nice to get a good performance under my belt today, you know. But as a team, you know, we're disappointed with the Biarritz game, but you know, we've taken away something from the season.
Huge congratulations, Lee. Enjoy tonight.
Thanks so much, cheers.
Weithio'n gyfachiadau I Lee Burns ser yn y gêm, a Teg Will sydyn awn ni rwan, ond ar ôl I ni ddychwelyd, sylwada Gwyn Jones, Gareth Davies a Nicky Robinson, ac fe gawn ni rhagor o ymatab gan chwaraewyr a thîm y fforddi, y gwael sydd, fel y gwelwch chi, yn dathlu y fuddigoliaeth yma yn nilyn heno. Yn ôl byddwn ni mewn 2 munud.
I know you're missing the celebrations, you're going to get over there straight away, but what does it mean to you guys to lift this trophy today?
It's absolutely, it's so special. I mean, it's been a great 2 years I've had here. You know, we come under a bit of a, you know, we've a lot of people talking about the Ospreys, and you know, it's been a great year for us this year. Knockout stage of the Heineken Cup, and then for this today, you know, it's very special. I mean, it's a great end to the Magners League and a great end to our season.
And maybe even sweeter to do it against some of your Irish teammates?
Oh, without a doubt. I think it's actually the first time I've ever beaten Leinster. You know, I've drawn against them, and it's just, you know, it's a great way to win. To come over here, very difficult place to win. Leinster, you know, have a great record over here, and you know, there'll be a lot of celebrating after this.
Thanks, Tommy. On personal level, congratulations.
Oh, I'm over the moon, side. You know, we've worked extremely hard, and you know, possibly against a lot of people's opinions, we've come here and we've done it, and you know, I thought we played well, so we voiced it superbly, and I think we got what we deserved today. You
mentioned people's opinions. You kind of been labelled a bit of underachievers, but RDS is not an easy place to come to win, as the record say.
It's a fun. Thanks for that. It's a fantastic arena. What a fantastic spectacle for this league. You know, they've come here into a packed house. Fans are noisy. They just appreciate good rugby, and you know, and we've managed to lift a trophy in someone else's home patch, which is never easy.
Yeah, no, South Africa next week, obviously a huge test again.
Yeah, look, it's going to be tough. You know, it's been the end of a long season. It's nice to have some silverware. The boys are going to next week. You know, full of beans, boys with loads of confidence, and looking forward to next week.
Thanks, Ryan. Go and enjoy.
Cheers, sir.